let's cut the pleasantries. Do you genuinely believe that being nice is enough to keep you safe in this world? Or have you, perhaps in the quiet hours, felt the gnawing ache of vulnerability, realizing that kindness is often just a synonym for target when real power is on the line? Because let's be honest, in a world that respects strength, not sentimentality, being nice can get you eaten alive. We're not here for platitudes, for comforting lies. We're here to talk about what works. We're diving headfirst into the brutal, unvarnished wisdom of a man whose very name became a battle cry for strategic dominance, Niccolò Machiavelli. This isn't about whether you want to be untouchable. That's a child's wish. This is about whether you've got the guts to face the truth and learn what it actually takes to build an empire of your own security. Niccolò Machiavelli wasn't some armchair philosopher. He was a Florentine sharpshooter, a strategist who witnessed firsthand the vicious dance of power in Renaissance Italy. In 1513, he didn't write a fairy tale. He wrote The Prince, a cold, hard manual for those who wanted to seize power, hold it with an iron grip, and expand it relentlessly. His objective? Not to make you feel good, but to make you win. To be untouchable in Machiavelli's playbook isn't about collecting popularity points or seeking moral validation. It's about forging strategic resilience, building unshakable deterrence, and possessing a ruthless, crystal-clear understanding of human nature. It's about cultivating a presence so formidable, so costly to challenge, that your enemies hesitate. They think twice. They back down, because they know the price of crossing you is simply too damn high. Here, as a truth bomb from Machiavelli that most people refuse to stomach. It is much safer to be feared than loved if one cannot be both. This isn't a call to sadism. It's a brutal, calculated assessment of human loyalty. Think about it. When has love ever stopped someone from betraying you when their own self-interest came knocking? Love is a fragile bond, easily broken when the winds change. Men and women are ultimately self-serving. They'll drop you the moment it benefits them. But fear is anchored by the dread of punishment. And that, my friends, is a currency that never depreciates. How many friends or allies have vanished the moment the stakes got real? Fear is your consistent, though uncomfortable, bodyguard against betrayal and direct challenge. It forces compliance. It demands respect. But understand this, because it's vital. Fear is not hate. Being feared commands respect and caution. Being hated invites a desperate, suicidal rebellion that will tear you down. The master strategist cultivates fear, yes, but he carefully avoids hatred. It's about control, not carnage. Now, before you recoil and label this ruthless, open your eyes. Renaissance Italy was a kill or be killed arena, a vicious chessboard of competing powers where trust was a fool's gamble. Machiavelli wasn't writing about some utopian dream. He was describing the world as it is, not as we wish it would be. Look around you. Your workplace, your industry, even your social circles, they are battlegrounds. The players might wear suits instead of armor, but the stakes are just as high. And the fundamental drives of human nature, they haven't changed in 500 years. This isn't theory. This is reality. Next, and this is critical, you must master the art of perception. Machiavelli hammered this home. A ruler must appear virtuous, pious, faithful, humane, religious, upright, even if beneath that polished exterior, he is anything but. Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, he warned. Everybody can see, but few have to feel. This isn't just ancient wisdom. It's the blueprint for modern reputation warfare. It's public relations, but with real teeth. Cesare Borgia, the man Machiavelli saw as the epitome of effectiveness, understood this implicitly. He'd unleash decisive, brutal force when required, then immediately pivot to sculpting a public narrative that portrayed him as a strong, even just, leader bringing order to chaos. He controlled the story. He owned the narrative. This isn't about being fake. It's about being strategic. It's about ensuring your perceived strengths are undeniable, your weaknesses are invisible, and your true hand remains unreadable to anyone who might try to exploit it. So ask yourself, are you carelessly exposing your vulnerabilities, or are you a master sculptor of your own public identity? The answer to that question dictates whether you're a pawn or a player. Power is not a stagnant pond. It's a raging, unpredictable river. Machiavelli knew this. He saw fortune, the chaotic forces of the world, as a torrent that could drown the unprepared. The wise leader, he said, doesn't just hope for calm waters. He builds his dikes and embankments during the serene periods, preparing for the inevitable storm. This isn't about stubborn adherence to a single philosophy. That's a death sentence. This is about ruthless, fluid adaptation. The world will shift. Alliances will crack. New threats will emerge from the shadows. The truly untouchable individual doesn't cling to yesterday's playbook or outdated beliefs. They are constantly assessing, recalibrating, and evolving their strategy. Rigidity is a weakness. Flexibility is a weapon. When the tides turn, the rigid break. You must be both the unyielding lion, radiating strength that makes lesser men cower, and the cunning fox, darting through traps and outsmarting your rivals. Your ultimate, unshakable defense. It's not found in favors or alliances. It's found within you. Machiavelli despised mercenary armies and fickle allies, and for good reason. They are rented loyalty, a foundation built on sand. He argued that a prince must build his own strong foundations. Translate that to your life. Cultivate skills that make you indispensable. Build resources that grant you true independence. Forge a network of genuine strength, not just fair weather friends. Relying entirely on others for your security, for your career, for your very standing, is an open invitation for them to exploit you. You become a hostage to their whims, their weaknesses, and their almost inevitable betrayals. To stand truly untouchable, you must first and foremost be relentlessly, unapologetically self-sufficient. Your power must originate from you asterisk. Let's be clear. This isn't about retreating into isolation like a hermit. This is about strategic independence. It's about building a fortress around yourself where your survival, your success, your very future does not hinge on the fragile, conditional benevolence of others. It means you operate from a position of power, not pleading. You stand on your own 2 feet, because anything less is a weakness waiting to be exploited. Look, embracing the Machiavellian mindset isn't about becoming a cartoon villain. It's about becoming a realist. It's about having the guts to confront the brutal realities of power dynamics, the unvarnished truth of human nature, and the strategic imperatives for your own survival. Kindness has its place, yes, but it is never, ever a substitute for raw strength, piercing foresight, and a profound, unflinching grasp of how the world actually operates. This is about forging a reputation that doesn't just ask for respect, it commands it. A presence that doesn't just hope for peace, it deters aggression. It's about ensuring that when the storm inevitably hits, you are not just prepared, but utterly resilient, unyielding, and yes, strategically untouchable. The choice stares you in the face. Will you remain a pawn, vulnerable to every shift in the wind, every malicious intent of others? Or will you master these timeless strategies, seize control of your destiny, and secure your standing as a force to be reckoned with? Stop wishing. Start deciding. What will you choose? Because the world doesn't wait for the weak.